What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV live from the H Club. Spurs have won by 3 goals to 1 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Spurs, they never make it easy for you, do they? And I think, like, at half time we're sitting there thinking, where's this goal going to come from? We didn't look creative, it was slow, it was insipid, it was really frustrating to watch. 0-0 at half time. Well, we did have that chance in the first half, didn't we? Timo Werner takes it past the keeper. That's about the only chance we pretty much had in the first half. Second half, it did kind of all change, albeit we did go 1-0 down.
Yeah, it was a very, very difficult game to manage. I thought Crystal Palace came with a game plan to frustrate us, to make sure that we're not creating the chances that we usually create, to restrict us of space. They played that back 5, and it was very much a back 5 instead of 2 wing backs. Nunes and Mitchell were very much playing as full-backs, and they had 3 centre-backs as well. It was very, very difficult to break them down, and it proved difficult as well. And the only chances we did create, especially in that first half, was from a transition. When it was in like general play, open play, Palace will find it very easy to stifle us. That has to be a bit of a concern, to be honest, how easy Palace restricted us. We weren't able to create any sort of openings. Second half comes, and obviously we start the second half with a bit more intent. I think Werner missed forced to save out of Johnson. Son hit the post, and it looked like maybe we're getting our act together. And then against run of play, Palace get the goal for a free kick. You're thinking,
Brilliant free kick.
the brilliant free kick for Eze. He clearly had a plan, and you're thinking at that point, it's taken us so much work to create a chance. How are we going to overturn this 1-0 deficit here? 1-0 with, 20 minutes to go or something? You're thinking there's no chance we're going to turn this around. It's going to be very, very difficult. But it upset Brennan Johnson. Pick up to it. Go on. Yeah, upset Brennan Johnson, who did all the hard work for that first goal. Brilliant.
Joachim Andersen's going to be having nightmares of Brennan Johnson. He absolutely terrorised him for that goal. And Timo Werner at the back post, getting his first goal for Tottenham Hotspur. And I thought Timo was actually probably one of our most dangerous players on the day today. I actually, as much as he frustrated, I thought he was actually quite effective at times.
Obviously, he was, all our chances fell to him essentially, apart from the one where Son hit the post. It was all really on Timo Werner, and yeah, you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it, he was wasteful with his chances, or you can look at it, he was the one getting the chances, and he was actually the one forcing the issue. And to be fair, I agree with you. When the ball came to Timo, at least we were like winning corners, something's happening. When the ball went to Kulu on the right-hand side, nothing much was happening. So at least Timo was trying to make things happen. I'm not going to sit here and say he was amazing. I don't think
no,
he was.
not by any stretch of the imagination. But
he got the goal and he had the chances.
He was the one that was most involved. I look at that, the stadium behind you. But he was the one most involved out of the front 3. Definitely up until that point. I thought Sonny was pretty much non-existent in the first half. He came alive in the second half. And I felt like when Eze scored, you saw in the team there was a bit like, all right, we got to get this job done. Sonny takes the ball straight away, puts it in the centre spot, and there was a bit of a renewed energy once we went 1-0 down, and we just didn't stop until we got those goals.
We never stop, exactly as Dan said, and obviously, once we hit them very quickly in the second as well. Brilliant piece of play by Maddison, a lovely looped cross into Romero, and Romero does really well to flick that header just beyond Johnston's dive. It looks easier than it was because he had to generate all the power, had to be really, really accurate to get it right in the corner. He was. So it was a brilliant header by Romero, but all on Maddison for ingenuity to get that looped cross right into his path. Brilliant goal, and then Sonny seals it late on with a goal on the counter.
Did you have any doubt in your mind Sonny was ever going to miss that?
Well, that's the difference between Werner and Son, isn't it? Werner did exactly the same thing for the start, but he couldn't finish it. But Son, clinical as ever, sends it the wrong way and makes it 3-1. And at that point, it's game over, game, set, match, and a great win. And I think at the end of the day, you've got to give us credit for never stopping believing. The character was really great. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a top-notch performance from the team. I don't think it was. We deserved the win, but still question marks about breaking down a low block and how hard it was for us to create chances. Those elements were definitely still there, but we ended up bashing down that door at the end of the day and getting all 3 points. So you deserve credit for that.
And that's different to maybe games in previous weeks where we haven't been able to batter down that door and have been unsuccessful trying to do that. You know, Wolves comes to mind. But today we kept going, we did it. And like, I completely agree with what you're saying, yeah. At half-time, you're thinking, look, this is a really poor performance. But I think by the end of the game, the only time Palace really bothered us was the Eze free kick. That's the only real chance that they had throughout the whole game. So you got to say Spurs were clear, deserved winners today. I think 3 points was rightfully ours, and it wasn't the greatest display, like you said, but I think it's a good 3 points to take.
And it's great just to get back on that, back to winning ways after that poor thing against Wolves. We know we've got some big games coming up. We know we've got games coming up, maybe, hopefully not against a bloody back five. It seems like every week we're playing against a back five at the moment. So those are the games that we're struggling against, and Palace definitely set up to frustrate us, and they were succeeding in that. Glaston's got them playing very aggressive kind of football, definitely had a way of playing to stop us playing our football, and it was very, very difficult. Let's be honest.
I feel like that's the only plan that they had, was to try and stop us. They didn't try and hurt us.
Yeah, they didn't really have anything going forward. Eze, apart from the free kick, barely had a touch on the ball. Mateta gave Vanderven a bit of trouble, but by and large Vanderven dealt with him. And I think it was all about whether Tottenham were able to create the chances with their possession, and I think the pressure told in the end. So I think credit to the team, credit to Ange as well. I thought his subs did worked pretty well. I thought he changed the game positively with his substitutions. I thought again we were better in the second half. But again, I don't know what it is about first half here in the lane recently. We just haven't been able to assert ourselves in the game in the first half. When was the last time we even scored in the first half?
Yeah, it's a while ago.
I can't remember. I can't remember. So that is something that needs to be addressed. And obviously, who we got? We've got Villa away next, so it doesn't get much bigger. Obviously, we're going to see here now what they do against Luton. Hopefully, Luton can do us a favour. But if not, we have to go to Villa and get something, and it's going to be, we're going to have to be better than we were today, especially in the first half.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it keeps us ticking over. It keeps us obviously banging that top four race. Do you think? Are we the favourites? Are Villa the favourites? Where are we at right now?
I think before Villa play, I think I'll say we're favourites. If Villa win again, it probably goes back into their favour. If they only get a draw, I think it swings into our.
It's a hard game. Luton away. It's no gimme game. It's no gimme game whatsoever. So we'll be here at Tottenham watching the game as the goals fly in. But that is it from us today here from the H Club, from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs have won by 3-1. Sonny comes in clutch once again. Romero, so the captaincy and the
man of the match. Who's your man of the match? I would give it to
man of the match. There's no real stand-up performer, I don't think, today. But if I had to give it
Romero, I guess. I think Romero had a very good game. Probably have to give it to him.
Vanderven had a good game as well.
Vanderven was brilliant.
I'll probably give it to Vanderven, you know, but to be fair, because Romero got the goal, it has to be Romero.
That's why I say something to him.
Yeah.
Other than that, there weren't too many standout performers in the game, to be honest. All the goals came from moments. Everyone no one had a really solid, great display over 90 minutes. So, and also, no one was terrible either. No one had a bad display. But I think the centre backs Romero and Vanderven were the standouts.
I would say, yeah, because Palace just had nothing on us today. And I would say, Bentancur and Bissouma put in better displays today than what we have seen in previous weeks. But it's still not the Bissouma of getting the ball, running at them, being press resistant. That wasn't the Bissouma we saw today. But what he was very defensively sound.
Yeah, and it was. I think he was a bit more confident on the ball. Maybe it's coming step by step. But look, it's good to get that win going to the Villa game. Bit of momentum.
All right, we'll see you all in the studio tomorrow. We delve even deeper into the game. But thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on Spurs.